Hello, oracles. My goodness, Tesla continues to climb and it pops even more after hours. Got a couple of doozies of information today. Got some rumors coming out that Tesla is looking into opening up a gigafactory over in Spain. And then after market closed, we had Mary Barra and Elon Musk on Twitter Spaces discussing a partnership. We knew this was coming eventually. Elon stated in a tweet last week that he is open to partnering with everyone. I have a feeling that was because they were having discussions about this. We will get into that news and everything else about Spain and the stock in just a minute. All right, so looking at the stock today, again, up over 4.5% and up almost 4.5% after hours. So we closed just under 235. If you take a look at our lines here, we had our line of resistance right at that 233 level. But you know what? Sometimes it's within that range. So yes, this is right within that area. So that was one of our resistance levels. We closed right at that. And then after hours pushing up to 245, guess what? That is one another resistance level right here. Now, that 244 level is that gap that we had to fill last year. So we filled that last year, came all the way down. And I do recall a lot of people saying that 244 is impossible and will never get filled. Guess what? It got filled. So we are most likely going to be gapping up tomorrow. Now, we gapped up this morning and then filled it, but we're gapping up again most likely tomorrow. So we'll see how we all trade. Now, tomorrow is Friday. We may see that Friday fade going into the weekend. A lot of running and a lot of stocks going on. It's just natural at the end of the week for people to be taking profits. So that's what I'm going to be paying attention to tomorrow. So we'll see all of this. RSI again just continues to push up way into overbought at 83. Looking at it on the weekly, we are at 62, so not overbought yet. And on the monthly, we are at 52, so still pretty darn low on the monthly. This is why it's leading me to believe that we are going to be seeing a reverse dead cat bounce going on. This is where we run up, cool off a little bit, run up some more, cool off a little bit. Because looking at this, we've got the 262 gap, and above this is going to be the 265 level of resistance to hit as well. So this could very well be what Adam and I spoke about when the Fed pauses, we see the market rally to all-time highs. So this is kind of what I'm paying attention to. And again, just the natural movements of that reverse dead cat bounce could be on the way to see us run up. Now, all-time highs, we're pushing like 414. Whether we get to those levels or not, I am not sure. Either way, we are definitely in an upward trend. I was speaking with Gort today, following the lines of Gort, and we saw that movement going on. We have broken that downward trend. We are now moving up. So we're starting to create a new upward trend. We'll dive more into that tomorrow. I was going to do it tonight, but with the news that came out today, I wanted to get into more of the Tesla specific news than just the stock movements. So on the live stream tomorrow night, we'll dive more into the charts and the lines and all of that, and any other questions you guys have. Let's get to the awesome news that we saw today. So here we've got Dow Jones reporting Tesla in talks to build EV plant in Spain, Cinco Diaz reports. Tesla is in negotiations to build an electric vehicle assembly plant near Valencia, Spain, Spanish business daily Cinco Diaz reports, citing unnamed sources. The U.S. EV maker is in talks with the government of Valencia's region, where Ford Motor has a plant and Volkswagen's power company is building a battery factory. For an investment that could exceed 3 billion euros, $3.21 billion, Cinco Diaz reports. Tesla didn't immediately respond to a request for comment, and a spokeswoman for the regional government declined to comment. So again, these are just rumors, and as we had spoken about earlier, having another factory in Europe does make a lot of sense. It makes more sense to put another one in Asia Pacific first, and then you would put another one in Europe. But hey, who knows? Tesla knows more about their business than any of us. So there's a lot of other pieces that are going on. A lot of what we do is just speculation based upon the information that we have. Many a time, because there's so many of us, we're pretty darn accurate with what we come up with as a collective group in the Tesla community. So this is why I always recommend to you guys, follow lots of people. There's lots of amazing content creators out there, lots of amazing Tesla fans out there that are giving us great information diving into all of this. So again, I think Asia Pacific and Europe are definitely going to be factories that we hear about. Maybe we do hear about both of them before the end of the year. That would be outstanding. So we will see what happens from this. We've got Mexico coming up next year. Lots of great news, and who knows what they're going to be putting out of this factory. But knowing how Tesla operates when it comes to their factories, again, we saw Shanghai was the newest build, and then Berlin and Austin are the newest, even better versions of those. And now we're going to end up having Mexico being the next iteration and the next gen version of the factory. Don't forget, Tesla said the real product is the machine that builds the machine. So we are going to be seeing that in the next phase. So we'll see these next factories come up. Who knows how many more factories they're going to need, but there's definitely going to be plenty of factories all over the world for Tesla coming out in the next 3 to 5 years. So now the partnership when it comes to GM and Tesla. So this was awesome. Twitter Spaces came up. Mary Barra, of all people, actually came out and announced that she was going to be having this Twitter Spaces conversation with Elon. I'm like, of course, everybody was like mind blown. Is this even really happening? And it did. And it wasn't anything super major, but it was enough major information for me to really kind of open my eyes and see what else was going on and transpiring from this. So, the news that they came out with and the partnership is that GM is going to adopt the North American charging standard. So, as many people who have Apples and Androids know, two different charging ports sucks. It sucks to have both. Hey, do you have a charger for an Apple? No, I don't. Oh man, I can't charge my phone. So having GM coming on board to have this charging standard is huge. Obviously, Tesla has this massive charging network in North America. So to have GM and all of their EVs also have that coming on board so that they can use all of the Tesla chargers is great for the EV revolution. This is what Elon stated. If you guys want to watch it, if you're over on Twitter, the Twitter Spaces, it's just over 9 minutes long, wasn't that much, but it gave us a lot of information. And this is the direction that GM is moving. So they're partnering together. GM is going to adopt the North American charging standard. This way, we're going to have a better EV customer experience when it comes to anybody who's buying EVs. This is really going to push along the EV revolution. Now, while that in itself isn't like, oh, Tesla's going to be making money or GM is relying on Tesla, they sort of are a little bit. But the major implications are something we have talked about all of last year. And that is the fact that this EV revolution is happening. Mary Barra now coming out and, really saying this is happening. They're investing this money. They're glad to partner with Tesla for this. And Elon said he's honored to be working with Mary as well. So this is, at least based upon these Twitter spaces, was a very nice mutual discussion and agreement that this is what needs to happen and the world is changing over to EVs. So with that said, when you start looking at what companies you want to invest in, you look in the ones that where is the world moving to? Clearly, it's moving to EVs. So anything in the EV space is going to be something to be paying attention to when you're investing. And then when you start looking at the fact that Elon said that Tesla can be worth more than Apple and Saudi Aramco combined, thinking about the charging stations, Saudi Aramco, you think gas stations. Well, all of a sudden, you've got these charging stations that are everywhere. GM is going to be having this. Now, Elon did say that they're not going to have any priority for Teslas over GM. This is a mutual agreement, so it is equal shares going out there. So it's not like they're going to have any priority. And Elon is doing this intentionally because he wants to make sure that everybody who is going to be pushing for EVs is going to be going out there. Again, just as he tweeted, they're willing to help everyone in changing the world over. This is their mission. Their mission is to change the world over to renewable, sustainable energy. They need other people's help to do this. So if Tesla and Elon can help GM be able to drive their business forward in that manner, he'll do it. He has no problem with that because he knows that's where we need to go for humanity in the future. That just shows what kind of person Elon is. And kudos to Mary for coming out and doing this and agreeing to it. So to me, that was just, I had the good warm fuzzies when I heard the entire Twitter spaces. Again, if you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend it because I did feel really good about this. As much as we bashed GM and Mary Barra, this seemed pretty legit. So kudos to her for that. And we know Jim Farley is on board as well. So we're moving in that right direction. Now, what Mary did say is when it comes to all of their vehicles, they will be available as of the spring of next year. And then in 2025, she said all of the new vehicles that they come out with will come out with them standard on them. So that going forward, again, 2025 continues to be that magic year that we keep coming back to. So again, such great news and fundamental information coming out. So we have this massive run that we are on. I'll love it. I'm green. I want to know how many of you guys are now green as well. I know more and more of you have been chiming in saying, I'm almost there. I'm almost break even. Keep moving up. So I'm assuming more of you are break even now or in the green. Congratulations. That is absolutely amazing. And one thing I want to discuss tomorrow night is something, again, that Gort and I have been talking about is obviously TSLA is the stock doing very well. But what other iterations are there? I am invested in TSLY, which is a high yield ETF that is paying me a lot of dividends right now. This month is 59%. He likes TSLL, which is a highly leveraged ETF that you can get into for Tesla as well. Now, based upon the numbers that he ran, being in TSLL has net him more money in the short term. It's kind of like a swing trader's dream on steroids. It's pretty awesome, not going to lie. When he recommended I get into it, I just bought it and I bought it at 955. Shot up from there. I have more money in TSLY and Tesla stock itself than I do in that. But I was just kind of playing it out to kind of test it and see the waters. But thank you, Gort, for the timing on that one, because 955 was an amazing buy now that we're pushing up closer to $16 with it. So awesome there. But again, it also has that, downside risk as well, where it can fall 50% faster than Tesla stock does. So be cautious with that one. But again, we're going to discuss those tomorrow night. And again, none of this is financial advice, just kind of giving different options that are out there for different ways that you can go with your investing when it comes to Tesla, the stock itself, and any way to kind of swing your money in different directions. Or if you want to get some dividends from Tesla stock, TSLY. If you want to kind of swing trade at a much higher risk, you go with TSLL. So again, if you guys have any questions about those for tomorrow night, bring them on up. I will be on here to answer as much as I possibly can for you. Otherwise, I have been talking to Peggy as well. He and I are looking to put together a pretty good group of people for the Q2 earnings call that's going to be coming up at the end of July. So very much looking forward to that. I will be having Peggy on before then as well. We'll discuss some of that also. So awesome, awesome stuff going on. Very excited. You guys can share in the comments below how you feel all about this, how you feel about Spain having a gigafactory, how you feel about Tesla partnering up with GM for the charging stations. So much great stuff going on. You guys can leave your comments below. You guys have a great one. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later.